Looks like a typical air cleaner induction port. Brake cables, you name it. Clutch cables. Basic stuff. He was kind enough to send me a very detailed history of all of the parts since he purchased the bike brand new in 2006. I've looked through them. I really wish I could put them in a database. Basic fuel pump rebuild kit. It's a Rox riser. I like the Rox products. I had them on my 990, but I needed the 4-inch risers because I'm a pretty tall fella. I have no idea what these parts relate to. Like, there's a box of them, so I got to figure out exactly how they all go together. Maybe I'll end up with a 4-inch riser like I was hoping. I don't know. This is an original carburetor right out of the KTM. It's a Mikuni, obviously made in Japan, I'm going to assume. Would be Mikuni. So that's there. I'll throw that off to the side. I'm trying to build a little bit of a pile here of the triple tree stuff because I'm really interested in that. However, the carb was replaced by a Lectron, L-E-C-T-R-O-N, Lectron racing carb. The previous owner sees these videos. It's not a slight or it's not any kind of disgruntledness here in any of my tone. But in regards to the Lectron, I think it needs a rebuild. But that's another story altogether. We'll be getting to that. It's doing all kinds of funny stuff. It's kind of running too lean but too rich at the same time. And I'm not a carb person, so I've got to also search that out. But yeah, so that's the original carb. Next up, we got clutch parts here. Obviously, there's a full set of clutch plates in here. Again, I'm not a mechanic, so I can't really tell you how worn they are. If I had to guess, I'm saying they weren't too worn, but he put a new clutch in it for a reason, right? All kinds of little clips and things I have no idea what are for. So the original triple tree, obviously from the 640 Adventure when it came out of the factory. As you can see, it's even got a beautiful serial number on it. And that's obviously being replaced by the Scott steering stuff, I believe. Motor X, what do you expect, eh? Maybe somebody has a better suggestion than the Motor X for me. Speaking of oil, the oil filter on the bike, the lower end on the bottom end of the motor, has a seal leak and it's leaking all into the skid plate. It looks horrible. It looks like I don't take care of my bike. Maybe I should fix that soon. Although I had a rider comment about, oh, you're a real rider, you've got oil dripping out of your bike. I'm like, no, that's only for British bikes. Maybe Harleys. Alright, so this looks like, this is the old airbox cover, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And it's had a hole cut in it. It looks like an attempt to create that modification to allow more air into the airbox for the Lectron. Whether it looks like he just threw it off to the side after using it, I don't know what happened. That looks like a fuel cable. I don't know what that is. And another seal. A whole bunch of bearings, set up on the zap strap. Whatever other, got a foot peg in here. It's like a monkey's lunch. All kinds of metric hardware. Looks like another foot peg. Yeah. I don't know if any of you can relate to this journey I'm on where I'm getting to understand the place of this motorcycle at its time in its life, but it does have, I'm going to say, probably closer to 40,000 kilometers, maybe 38,000. I bought it a couple thousand K ago. another riser part. I don't really think I have the 4-inch risability in this. It's already apparently 2 inches, which is far too short. When I stand up on the bars, it feels like I'm hunched over. It doesn't feel like the bars are coming up to meet me. It feels like I'm hunched over, and I can only touch the clutch, front brake, and throttle with basically the tips of my fingers, which isn't that safe. All right, got ourselves, this looks like a stock mirror. The one I have on there is not a stock mirror, and I don't know what its specs are supposed to be, but it vibrates so bad, all I can see is dancing lights in my rear. Good old cloth, of course. All right, what do we got here? Looks like we got a front sprocket. Actually, I need a back sprocket, I think, pretty badly, so there may be a sprocket set in here for me. It's like Christmas, on KTM Christmas. Wow. Okay, a bunch of clips and doodads for probably, looks like a throttle guide on the end of the throttle, or sorry, even a clutch cable guide on the probably the handlebar was here and it went in, I'm guessing. So there's a bunch of parts for that. Adjustment for, obviously, for a clutch or one of the cables. Looks like we got a filter on this. I couldn't tell you. I'm going to guess it's probably some kind of a vacuum tube. I have no idea. Another miscellaneous bag of metric parts, and of course I've been using this a fair amount. The thing leaks probably a couple hundred milliliters every, maybe 150 milliliters of oil every 1,000 kilometers, like onto the skid plate. But again, that's my issue. I got to figure that out. These are bearings of some sort. Oh my, there's a board. Actually, these are spacing collars, it looks like. And a whole bunch of rubber. I have no idea what this is about. They're greasy too. That's the best part, at least they're greasy, right? And that's a spacer of some sort. That looks like the probably part of the carburetor, I'm going to guess. Yeah, Mikuni. Where's that bitch? This is probably, I have no idea. Hard to say. I'm not a mechanic, dude. We got a bit of chain. That's, your typical bear killing chain. When you come across a bear, you whip this chain out of your pocket and you beat him to death. Looks like we got some used spark plugs. Burning a little bit of carbon on that. But that looks to be a rear foot peg bracket that went, like the foot peg comes out here and it clips onto the frame. Might even be like this on the other side. That would be on the right side, I think. However the frame goes. Foot peg and then a bit of a bar to protect. I think there's something back there like a fucking... I think there's something back there, probably like a brake master cylinder or something. Those rear brake master cylinders, right? Yeah. I kind of doubt that searching through here I'm going to find what I'm looking for, but it's good to get to know what parts are available for, other issues. Yes, and of course he's got his custom kickstand board. I haven't even used that yet. And that looks like a collar for a muffler. I know, real boring, eh, guys? But hey, you never know. Another collar for a muffler, and he has. Okay, so what do we got here? We got a cable for something. One of three things, I'm gonna guess. Yeah. So the other issues I'm having right now is the heated hand grips aren't coming on, and/or they're blowing a fuse. I haven't figured out which one. I don't believe I'm getting power to them, so that would be a fuse issue. And the previous owner, obviously you can tell he had issues with a set of grip warmers. Apparently the one that's on the bike now is the second set, and I'm going to guess this is part of the first set. I tried taking the rubber off, but it's obviously, guys who have had these on here know they're freaking glued and screwed and tattooed. So I'm not even going to bother. This is pretty much garbage, but whatever. And of course, that's another one of those fancy mirrors. I can tell he fucking took a bad spill, and he told me everything with the bike, so it's not like there was any secrets. It did take a really bad spill. It's been to Baja. Great, awesome. He put a lower temp thermostat. He put an extra fan in behind the radiator. I could be wrong. I'll get to it when I get to it, but yeah, broken. Good thing it's only a little cast bolt anyway. I have no idea what this bag is. Oh, this is a patch of rubber, so if you get out in the bush, can't even imagine. That's worn through. That could be a parts holder. I don't know. And here's the instructions for the rocks. And yes, they are 2-inch risers. I'm going to have to look at the 4-inch because, you know, incidentally, any of these products that I do mention in any of my videos, I do not get paid. I'm not related. I am just a curious customer of good parts. So I've had good experience with the rocks. If you guys want to try them out, maybe you guys have better suggestions. Woohoo. And of course, we're back on another fuel hose. And we got the other nasty grip. And this grip doesn't have the heat. This is actually a new grip without the heat pad wrapped inside. So, yeah. And we got one more hose. It has been cut. That's a nice cut on there. Yeah. Yeah, it looks to me like these 2-inch risers. I'm going to have to look at the model number, take this out of here, and figure out exactly what I need to make 4-inch risers connected with a Scott steering damper bracket. I'm not even sure if that's possible. I know there are kits for Scott somehow, the adapter thing. But we'll put all this stuff away now that I have a better idea what's going on here. And don't forget, guys, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not an expert motorcycle person. I just enjoy what I do, and maybe in the comments you'll be screaming about something I've said wrong or some part I've named wrong. But you know what? This is about a journey for me, and maybe somebody that's new to riding can appreciate it. Maybe some of you old schoolers can appreciate the journey that I'm on to get to know this bike better and have a good time out there on the trails. So, you know, you might like the journey, you might not, but hang on and see where it goes.